crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler, crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's March 6, 2025 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs February 21st to February 27th, 2025. APT, Rose and Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Maniac, Yo Yo Honey Sing. AAJ Key Rat, Madhu Banti Bagchi, Divya. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, February 21st to Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Luther, with SZA, Kendrick Lamar, SZA. APT, Rose, Bruno Mars. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers, from March 4, 2025. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Minecraft. Stardew Valley. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Steam's Hottest Games. Global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list, for Tuesday, February 18, 2025 to Tuesday, February 25, 2025. Counter-Strike 2. Monster Hunter Wilds. Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Avowed. CISA's Cybersecurity Alerts and Advisories. CISA and partners release advisory on Ghost, Kring, ransomware. One more drop in the AI ocean. Kiho 360's TinyR1-32B preview, TinyR1-32B preview, which outperforms the 70B model DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 70B and nearly matches the full R1 model in math. The model has been applied supervised fine-tuning, SFT, to DeepSeek R1 Distill Quinn 32B across 3 target domains, mathematics, code, and science, using the 360 Llama factory training framework to produce 3 domain-specific models. We used questions from open-source data as seeds. Meanwhile, responses for mathematics, coding, and science tasks were generated by R1, creating specialized models for each domain. Zelensky describes Oval Office meeting as regrettable, says he is ready to negotiate peace. Zelensky offers Putin partial truce for first time to stop air and sea attacks. Germany's MERS strikes debt deal to fund defense and infrastructure. Hong Kong's CK Hutchison to sell stake in Panama Ports to BlackRock Group amid Trump pressure. Trump hails reclaiming of Panama Canal after BlackRock-led group's deal to buy stake. Panama president calls Trump's talk of reclaiming the Panama Canal a lie. White House accuses Panama of being unaware of situation at canal. Canada and China say the fentanyl crisis is only a pretext for Trump's new tariffs. China warns it's prepared for any type of war with US in response to Trump tariffs, as China sets bullish growth goal of about 5%, despite US tariffs. In the US, Supreme Court rejects Trump administration's bid to avoid paying USAID contractors, and USAID must pay nearly $2 billion in contracts, Supreme Court says. Trump abruptly walks back his directive to fire thousands of federal employees, as Trump administration revises directive to fire probationary employees. GOP must cut Medicaid or Medicare to achieve budget goals, CBO finds. 83,000 VA employees slated to be fired this year by Musk's Doge, memo says. Trump agency pulls 443 sites off market in real estate reversal. 1 day ago, Trump administration makes hundreds of federal properties available for sale, as GSA prepares to sell over 400 federal properties, and FBI and Red Cross headquarters are among more than 440 federal buildings listed for potential sale by Trump administration. French university to fund American scientists who fear Trump censorship, as Trump threatens federal funds for schools that allow illegal protests. Dozen Teslas torched outside French dealership, announced by authorities. Memes spread conspiracy theories by uniting online groups, shows new research. China has more room to act on fiscal policy amid global uncertainties, finance minister says. HSBC celebrates 160 years in Hong Kong with display of the bank's heritage and innovation. Chinese Navy ships round out Australian circuit with sail near base hosting U.S. submarine, and it has been commented as Chinese warships sailing the Tasman Sea expose AUKUS folly. American warships sent to South Pacific Ocean as Chinese Navy circles Australia. Los Angeles County claims Southern California utilities equipment started deadly Eaton fire in new lawsuit. In the U.S., Supreme Court makes it harder for EPA to police sewage discharges. The Guardian reports that, in the U.S. for $5 a dozen, major egg companies may be using avian flu to hike U.S. prices, new report finds. In the U.S., HHS Secretary RFK Jr. urges parents to consider measles shot. Norovirus vaccine pill shows promise against winter vomiting bug. Female doctors outnumber male peers in UK for first time. LeBron James to become first to score 50,000 combined points in NBA regular season and playoffs. Pokemon-shaped Cheetos sells for $88,000 at auction. The world's smallest handmade sculpture is a blood cell-sized Lego brick. Greenland's leader says the island is ours as Trump vows to acquire the territory, as Trump to the people of Greenland says, "We will make you rich." China will work to firmly advance reunification with Taiwan, Premier says. Vance visits Mexico border, says U.S. won't invade Mexico. Apple takes legal action in UK data privacy row. In the U.S., Utah becomes the first state to pass an App Store age verification bill. Musk's fight with OpenAI set for expedited trial this year, yet judge denies Musk's attempt to block OpenAI from becoming for-profit entity. SpaceX launches 21 Starlink satellites to orbit, loses Falcon 9 booster after landing. First ever asteroid mining mission loses contact with Earth. Researchers turn light into supersolid that flows like a fluid. Serbian parliament erupts into chaos as opposition hurls smoke bombs and flares. Romania detains 6 on suspicion of plotting a coup in collusion with Russia. Iran, Turkey summon envoys following spat over Ankara's warning regarding Syria, as Turkey and Iran exchange grievances after Ankara criticizes Iran. Chinese architect Liu Jiaquan receives the 2025 Pritzker Architecture Prize. Oxford University researcher uncovers hidden copy of Shakespeare's sonnet. Harper to publish collection of Harper Lee's stories, essays. Arab leaders approve $53 billion alternative to Trump's Gaza plan, as Arab states adopt Egyptian alternative to Trump's Gaza Riviera. Israel kills Hamas commander in West Bank, suspected Hezbollah member in Lebanon. U.S. holds secret talks with Hamas on Gaza hostages, sources say. Trump officials say U.S. paused intelligence sharing with Ukraine but signal it may not last long after fiery meeting, and White House says Ukraine weapons and intel pause will lift when Russia talks set. Polish researchers detect ship-based GPS jammers in Baltic Sea. Turkey ready to send troops to Ukraine if needed, as per Defense Ministry source. Scientists aiming to bring back woolly mammoth create woolly mice. 1/4 of freshwater animals at risk of extinction, as per IUCN Red List. Millions of penguins and seals' lives spared as world's largest iceberg, I-23A, strikes just off of island of South Georgia. Danish archaeologists discover 4,000-year-old wooden circle similar to Stonehenge. 2,600-year-old treasure-filled pottery vessel discovered in Karnak, Egypt. Archaeologists discover humanity's first knives, carved from bone 1.5 million years ago. LA Times reportedly removes new AI tool from story after it downplayed KKK, as one day ago it only took a day for LA Times new AI tool to sympathize with the KKK. Pioneers behind reinforcement learning win Turing Award, and Turing Award winners warn over unsafe deployment of AI models. Celebrite is using AI to summarize chat logs and audio from seized mobile phones. Largest battery in Europe comes online in UK with grid stability services. ADNOC, OMV to merge petrochemical firms to create $60 billion giant. Reuters reports that, U.S. withdrawing from plan to help major polluters move from coal, sources say. Trump threatens increased tariffs if Canada retaliates. Trudeau dismisses very dumb tariffs, says Trump wants to ruin Canadian economy, and Trump's goal in trade war is to annex Canada, Trudeau says. Mexico says it will impose retaliatory tariffs on U.S. with details coming Sunday. Chinese credit ratings firm downgrades Thailand over crime scandals and economic prospects. Boom supersonic partners with NASA to capture iconic image of civil supersonic flight. JetZero, Delta partner to design the future of air travel by advancing first of its kind, 50% more fuel-efficient aircraft for domestic and international routes. China is solving F-22's stealth coding cracks with 3,000-year-old silk weaving tech. Wall Street Journal reports that Department of Commerce to overhaul Internet for All plan, expanding Starlink funding prospects. 7 days ago it has been reported as Musk's Starlink pushed by GOP for $42 billion broadband build-out. Fox News reports that Elon Musk PAC thanks Trump for saving the American dream in new $1 million ad. The IRS is drafting plans to cut as much as half of its 90,000-person workforce, AP sources say. Giving up your phone for just 3 days can reshape your brain activity. Plant and human immune systems are closer than we think, study finds. World's first synthetic biological intelligence runs on living human cells, as Cortical Labs launches world's first commercial biocomputer with human brain cells. Record number of Americans applied for UK citizenship after Trump re-election. Canadian coffee shops changing name of Americano drink to Canadiano to spite Trump, US tariffs, as per a report, and viral photos capture bald eagle and Canada Goose's icy duel that's symbolic of trade war. Putin agrees to help Trump broker nuclear talks with Iran. OpenAI announces Next-Gen AI, a consortium with 15 leading research institutions. Anthropic quietly removes Biden-era AI policy commitments from its website. Salesforce launches Agent Exchange, the trusted marketplace for Agent Force. A cult text-based zombie MMO, Urban Dead is shutting down after a full 19 years, 8 months, and 11 days because of new UK legislation. Nintendo easily kills 4,238 Switch EMU repos on Yuzu lawsuit anniversary, as Nintendo says latest legal win against piracy significant for entire games industry. Daredevil, born against Charlie Cox promises every brutal, violent moment made it into the show. Trump orders new White House shipbuilding office amid rising China maritime dominance. Reuters reports that dealmaker Michael Grimes expected to lead new U.S. sovereign wealth fund, sources say. In the U.S., Supreme Court seems likely to block Mexico's $10 billion lawsuit against U.S. gunmakers. U.S. Immigration Service wants social media handles of visa applicants. Nauru sells citizenship to fund climate change mitigation. Mushers begin rugged Iditarod race after lack of snow forces major changes to iconic Alaska event, as 2025 Iditarod dog race is longer than ever before because of the lack of snow. Alibaba's new open-source model QWQ32B matches DeepSeek R1 with way smaller compute requirements. Salesforce launches Agentforce 2DX, letting AI run autonomously across enterprise systems. Prime Video launches AI-assisted dubbing of movies and series in pilot program. SoftBank's arm to drive Malaysia's $270 billion chip goals, and Malaysia's fables semiconductor firms to lead gains from ARM Holdings partnership, claims analysts. Trump calls for end to $52 billion CHIPS Act subsidy program, and U.S. CHIPS Act office loses 2/5 of staff to Trump purge. Reuters reports that China to publish policy to boost RISC-V chip use nationwide, sources say. Google introduces AI Mode 4 overviews, integrates Gemini 2.0 model with it to help with harder questions. OpenAI plots charging $20,000 a month for PhD-level agents. Stability AI announces investment from WPP, owner of AKQA, Burson, Hogarth, Ogilvy, VML and Group M to shape the future of media and entertainment production. Coinbase plans U.S. market leap with tokenized securities initiative. Bored Ape creator Yuga Labs says SEC closing investigation in huge win for NFT sector, and Pump.Fund trading volume nosedives 94% as memecoin mania cools. CFPB drops Zelle fraud reimbursement case against JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, as Trump agencies drop dozens of Biden-era cases against crypto, other companies. In the U.S., Justice Department charges 12 Chinese contract hackers and law enforcement officers in global computer intrusion campaigns of hacker-for-hire ecosystem, including the APT27 group. Silk Typhoon hackers now target IT supply chains to breach networks, as Microsoft warns of Chinese hackers spying on cloud technology. In India, email and social media account can be accessed by income tax officers starting financial year 2026-27 in some cases. Japan's carmakers fight for software engineers in EV, self-driving push. Hyundai teams up with Yandex spin-off of Ride to develop robot Axis. China can stop buying oil from other countries in 20 years, NPC Deputy Liu Hanyuan says. Reddit will warn users who repeatedly upload banned content. Gaming chat platform Discord in early talks with banks about public listing. Meta brings its anti-scam facial recognition test to the UK and Europe. Dig to make comeback as co-founder Rose, Reddit's Ahanian bet on AI-driven revival. 2026 FIFA World Cup final to have Super Bowl-style halftime show, Gianni Infantino says Coldplay to help plan. Netflix content spending, set to hit $18 billion in 2025, is not anywhere near a ceiling, CFO says. DAZN and TNT Sport agree FIFA Club World Cup 2025 United States broadcast partnership. Macron says, France must face Russian threat with or without US. Financial Times comments as, Europe must trim its welfare state to build a warfare state. EU floats $158 billion fund to boost military spending after US halts Ukraine aid. Aspirin, ibuprofen might help protect against dementia, new study suggests. Woman with Down syndrome had Alzheimer's without dementia in surprise case. Muscle strengthening exercise may help tackle insomnia in older adults.
Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with Newssource Crawler's March 4th, 2025 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts, global top songs February 21st to February 27th, 2025. APT, Rose and Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Maniac, Yo-Yo Honey Singh. AJ Key Rat, Madhubanti Bagchi, Divya. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, February 21st to Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Luther, with SZA, Kendrick Lamar, SZA. APT Rose, Bruno Mars. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Nintendo US Digital Best Sellers, from March 4th, 2025. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Minecraft. Stardew Valley. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Steam's hottest games. Global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list, for Tuesday, February 18th, 2025 to Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. Counter-Strike 2. Monster Hunter Wilds. Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Avowed. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and partners release advisory on Ghost, Kring, ransomware. One more drop in the AI ocean. Hiho 360's Tiny R1-32B preview, Tiny R1-32B preview, which outperforms the 70B model DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 70B and nearly matches the full R1 model in math. The model has been applied supervised fine-tuning, SFT, to DeepSeek R1 Distill Quen 32B across 3 target domains, mathematics, code, and science, using the 360 Llama factory training framework to produce 3 domain-specific models. We used questions from open-source data as seeds. Meanwhile, responses for mathematics, coding, and science tasks were generated by R1, creating specialized models for each domain. Trump slams Zelensky for saying the end of the Russia war is still very, very far away. Starmer announces coalition of the willing to guarantee Ukraine peace. Zelensky says possible to repair ties with U.S., sign minerals deal. Trump to discuss halting military aid to Ukraine on Monday, according to NYT. UK, France propose partial 1-month Ukraine truce, Paris says, and Kremlin says London summit on Ukraine was not aimed at achieving peace. Russia strikes ship with ballistic missile in Ukrainian Black Sea port amid claims it was carrying NATO weapons. UK and France to prepare Ukraine peace plan for Trump, Starmer says. EU worries over lack of Trump security guarantees for Ukraine. New configurations of U.S. foreign policy largely coincide with Russia's, announced by Kremlin. Trump announces strategic crypto reserve including Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and more. Pro-Trump techies enraged by president's crypto reserve announcement, causing early rift, as Trump's crypto reserve hit with unexpected backlash from billionaire allies. The Telegraph comments as, Trump has bailed out crypto. The U.S. taxpayer risks being the biggest loser. Musk defends Doge, slams AP in interview with Joe Rogan. Rolling Stone reports that FAA officials ordered staff to find funding for Elon Musk's Starlink. In the U.S., EPA seeks review of $20 billion Biden-era grant program. Guinea-Bissau leader threatens to expel ECOWAS envoys, bloc says. Taliban rejects Trump's claims about Chinese presence at former U.S. airfield. 3 days ago, Trump said, Afghanistan one of the biggest sellers of U.S. military equipment, as Trump says he wants to get back the military equipment left in Afghanistan after chaotic troop withdrawal in 2021. Trudeau to talk with King Charles on defending Canada sovereignty. Former FIFA officials Blatter and Platini going back to court for new trial after acquittal in 2022. Kroger's CEO abruptly resigns after probe into personal conduct. Daring train thieves target BNSF Railway, stealing $2 million worth of Nike and other goods. China's Honor announces $10 billion investment in AI devices. TSMC to announce $100 billion investment in U.S. chip plants over next 4 years. Reuters reports that NVIDIA and Broadcom testing chips on Intel manufacturing process, sources say. Xiaomi to sell EVs globally within the next few years after launching $73,000 premium car. Abu Dhabi to make electric sea gliders to ease transport burden. BYD cars now have an on-vehicle DJI drone launch platform. China studies countermeasures against U.S. threatened extra 10% tariff, U.S. agricultural, food goods likely to be listed, source. Trump takes actions to increase lumber supplies and curb wood imports. Trump says Japan, China cannot keep reducing value of their currencies as it would be unfair to America. DARPA seeks ideas for biospace structures, as U.S. military wants to grow giant biological structures in space. Tardigrade protein may help protect cancer patients from radiation side effects, as scientists propose injecting astronauts with tardigrade RNA after finding it prevents radiation damage. NASA installs heat shield on first private spacecraft bound for Venus. Israeli-Palestinian film No Other Land wins Oscar for Best Documentary. Oscars 2025. Anora dominates with 5 Academy Awards, Adrian Brody wins Best Actor for second time. Brit Awards 2025 winners list, Charlie XCX wins Artist and Album of the Year. Malicious PyPI package Autumn Silk enables 104K plus unauthorized Deezer music downloads. CrowdStrike report finds surge in malware-free cyberattacks and AI-driven threats in 2024. Thousands of exposed GitHub repositories, now private, can still be accessed through Copilot. In the U.S., evacuations ordered as 175 wildfires erupt across South and North Carolina. In Australia, people urged to prepare for the worst as tropical cyclone Alfred bears down on southeast Queensland. In Spain, 80 people trapped in a Tenerife supermarket due to floods, as Spain ravaged by flash floods as cars washed away and tourists warned to stay indoors. Prada in talks to buy Versace in deal that could reach almost €1.5 billion. Serena Williams joins ownership group of Toronto Tempo, the WNBA's first Canadian franchise. Disney pulls plug on show for first Black Princess, as Tiana Disney Plus series shelved as Walt Disney Animation abandons long-form streaming content. Iran Vice President Zarif, former face of nuke deal, quits under hardliner pressure. Reuters reports that Russian missile experts flew to Iran amid clashes with Israel. Reuters reports that Egypt's alternative to Trump's Gaza Riviera aims to sideline Hamas. Treasury ends enforcement of business ownership database meant to stop shell company formation, as in the U.S., FinCEN not issuing fines or penalties in connection with beneficial ownership information reporting deadlines. The wealthiest 10% of Americans own 93% of stocks even with market participation at a record high. Reportedly, struggling with errors, Doge deletes billions more from list of savings. Britain paying £180,000 an hour to switch off wind farms. It has been commented as China may be ready to use nuclear fusion for power by 2050. Saudi oil giant Aramco posts drop in full-year profit, slashes dividend. Giant reserves of gold hydrogen may be lurking beneath at least 30 U.S. states, one of-its-kind map reveals. Primordial helium from the birth of the solar system may be stuck in Earth's core. Falling space debris is increasingly threatening airplanes, researchers say. Analysts warn that if AI agents succeed, the internet will go dark. LA Times to display AI-generated political rating on opinion pieces. TikTok projects $77 billion in sales from TikTok Live, lawsuit claims. Irish passport applications from UK hit post-Brexit peak. Vietnam urges UK to ease residency for citizens, curb illegal immigration. In the US, Tex/Mex bishops tout church as reliable partner for immigration reform, as border bishops call for immigration reform, reiterate support for migrants. Tim Walz regrets getting sucked into addressing Trump's pet-eating lies, and Tim Walz says he may run for president in 2028 despite failure of 2024 Harris campaign. AOC calls Elon Musk a leech on the public as their tit-for-tat feud continues. In the U.S., Supreme Court to hear arguments over Mexican government's suit against U.S. gunmakers. New LLM Siri update for iOS 19 delayed, now expected with iOS in 2026. Google brings Gemini widgets to iPhone as it looks to seize on Siri's weaknesses. Deutsche Telekom and Perplexity announce new AI phone priced at under $1,000. Saudi housing market pressured by high prices, Knight Frank says. Bloomberg comments as, graduates from top MBA programs are struggling to land jobs. Taser supplier Axon developing covert defense weapons for CEOs. FTX's $950 million bankruptcy fees among costliest since Lehman. Bybit CEO says 77% of stolen funds from record $1.4 billion hack still traceable, and Bybit CEO says 20% from $1.4 billion theft has gone dark as hackers swap to Bitcoin. Bruegel paintings stolen from Poland in 1974 found in local Dutch museum. White House seeks plan for possible Russia sanctions relief, sources say. Trump pauses U.S. military aid to Ukraine while pressuring Zelensky to move toward quick end to war. Trump halt of arms aid to Ukraine painful, but not fatal, Kyiv says. Trump and Zelensky's White House clash a deliberate escalation by U.S., says Germany's MERS, and Trump's indecency endangers transatlantic alliance, says French PM. PFAS in fertilizers blamed for killing livestock in Texas and wreaking havoc. Ancient ancestor of the plague discovered in Bronze Age sheep. Research suggests lovers fit into 4 categories. In China's Two Sessions 2025, talent and tech tipped to drive China's growth, top advisory body says. 2 weeks ago it has been reported as, China faces talent shortage amid DeepSeek-fueled AI job surge. Researchers surprised to find less educated areas adopting AI writing tools faster. Chinese humanoid robotics company UB Tech achieves the world's first multi-robot collaborative training. BYD raises up to $5 billion in its biggest post-IPO funding for EV research, global growth. Foxconn prepares U.S., Mexico plants for potential 25% tariffs, as Foxconn's mega AI plant ready in a year despite Trump tariffs. Amazon Web Services to invest $8.2 billion in Maharashtra, boosting India's cloud market. In the U.S., Air Force announces new unmanned fighter jets will be ready to fly this summer, and USAF designates first uncrewed fighter prototypes YFQ-42A and YFQ-44A. EU Commission proposes joint borrowing as part of €800 billion defense plan. Recently, German Defense Ministry asks startup to build hypersonic spaceplane. Eyeing the Pacific, Lockheed unveils low-cost $150,000 cruise missile. Bloomberg reports that Facebook, Tinder and Airbnb apps are used for sex trafficking in Colombia. UK probes TikTok, Reddit over children's personal data practices. Melania Trump says it's heartbreaking to watch teens grapple with the fallout from revenge porn. Mozilla rewrites Firefox's terms of use after user backlash. Researchers create the world's smallest shooting video game using nanoscale technology. 1 in 5 crashed cars now totaled by insurance firms, ADAS partly to blame. Warner Bros. Discovery to launch Max in Turkey on April 15, with plans to ramp up Turkish originals. YouTube reportedly working on Netflix-like redesign to compete with Amazon Prime Video. France's Canal Plus Group signs deal with local guilds to invest at least $503 million in French, European films over next 3 years. Singapore probes suspected fraud in sales of US-controlled Nvidia chips. Wall Street Journal reports that Chinese buyers are ordering Nvidia's newest AI chips, defying US curbs. Reuters reports that Honda to produce next Civic in Indiana, not Mexico, due to US tariffs, sources say. China puts tariffs on US farm goods, blacklists American companies. Trump places freeze on federal credit cards in newest DOJ executive order. TNR reports that DOJ secretly changes receipts for almost half its supposed savings. US SEC offers staff $50,000 to resign or retire, memo says. Senate confirms Linda McMahon to lead Education Department as Trump vows to shut it down. Canadian Premier says he will cut off electricity exports to US with a smile on my face. Previously, Trump says 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports will start Tuesday, with no room for delay. OPEC Plus to begin long-delayed supply hike amid Trump pressure. Warren Buffett calls tariffs an act of war. U.S. new method extracts 14 liters drinking water from thin air daily using food scraps. Tiziana Life Sciences announces groundbreaking study published in Nature Neuroscience demonstrating positive results for nasal anti-CD3 therapy in traumatic brain injury. Glycocalyx dysregulation impairs blood-brain barrier in aging and disease, and changes in brain's sugar shield could be key to understanding effects of aging. UK, a random country that hasn't fought a war in 40 years, Vance says, as 20,000 troops from some random country won't bring peace. J.D. Vance dismisses Starmer's peace plan. J.D. Vance says U.S. economic stake in Ukraine is best guarantee of its security. Families of captured North Korean troops will be executed, former Pyongyang soldier tells ABC News. EU to help Ukraine replace Musk's Starlink. DeepSeek AI releases Fireflyer file system. 3FS, a high-performance distributed file system designed to address the challenges of AI training and inference workload. Google releases SpeciesNet, an AI model designed to identify wildlife. Scientists create world's first chip that can protect data in the age of quantum computing attacks. Bowel cancer rates rising among young adults. Gen Z more pro-marriage than millennials and have less casual sex. Just 3 days of a juice fast could be doing you more harm than good.